Hey there, first grade. Sorry, I wasn't set up just right when I hit record. So, we have another case to solve. Another one. Case number 5. I think we might have 1 or 2 cases left. We're really getting to the end of this whole mystery unit that we're in. And so, we're going to check in today with our new case file. And I want your help in solving it. So, we're going to just jump right in. Okay? Our case today is the case of tracking down the look-alike word part. And it says when a word is really tough, word detectives think about every word they know to track down the parts that look alike. So what they're telling us is when you find a tricky word when you're reading, you can look at that word and find parts that are like words you already know, like words that are on our Snapboard wall, or words that you just happen to be able to read or write already. So let's jump right into the evidence and see what we can find. All right. Now, you might be able to read this word, and if you can, lock your lips and don't share. Being able to read this word is important. That's great. But I want you to look at what makes up this word, and that's what phonics is. It's the studying of words. So let's take a look at this together. Now, here we have this purple word. This is the one we're trying to solve. And we're just going to pretend for a moment that none of us know what this word is. We're going to look for some look-alike parts. So when I look at this word, I see this kind of beginning blend. You know what? It reminds me of a snap word that we already know. Take a look at this word. We know this. She. It's one of our snap words from our snap word wall. Let's read it again. She. Well, I know at the beginning of she, there's that sh sound. So I think the beginning of this is sh. See how they have look-alike parts? All right, now I see this A-K-E at the end. Shh, A-K-E. Does that remind you of a word that we already know? Yep, it's the snap word make. And look, ache is in make. These are look-alike parts. Ache, ache. So let's put this together. We have sh and ache. Put it together and we have shake. We could solve it just by looking at words that we know that had look-alike parts. Let's take a look at the next one together. Okay. Take a look at that word for just a moment. Let's study it. Let's look at the very beginning. I see an S and a T, and I'm trying to think, does that make me think of a word that I already know? Even if I don't know what this ST part is. Well, we all know this word, right? We see this on signs all over our neighborhood. It is stop, and it has a look-alike part. What sound does this make, this digraph? St, st. Good. So we know the beginning of this word is st. All right, let's move on to this next part. O-R-E. I'm wondering if it has a look-alike. Well, guys, we know this word already. O-R-E in more, it's or. So let's try using these look-alike parts to solve this tricky word. St, or. Put it together and it is store. Great. All right. I'm going to give you a moment to look at this word. And I want you to take a second. You can go ahead and pause the video to try to solve it on your own, looking at look-alike word parts. I'm going to pause my video for just a moment. You guys can pause yours as well. All right, welcome back. Did you get a chance to try to solve it? Okay, so when I look at this word, I see this pull digraph at the beginning. Pull. Well, I know a word that starts just like this. You guys have probably known this word since kindergarten. I know this was a huge word when I was a kindergarten teacher. Kiddos loved to write this. It's the word play. And look, it's got that pull at the beginning, just like pull in this word. Good look-alike parts to help you solve. Now we have an O-W. Well, we know the snap word now. And if we took off this N and just read this part, ow, looks like it matches, right? Look-alike word parts. So let's put it together. Pull, ow, it's plow. Fantastic. All right, last one. I'm going to give you a second to study that, so go ahead and pause the video and see if you can figure it out. All right, welcome back. Were you able to figure this word out using lookalike parts? And you might have already known this word, and that's okay. I still want you to try to find the lookalike parts, because even though these words might be easy for you, you're going to come across words that are not easy. And so it's good for you to have this skill of how to look at words and look for lookalike parts in words that you do know. So even though this word might be easy and all these words were easy, this skill was still super, super important. So I hope you participated through all of this today. All right, so let's take a look. We know this. We actually read this a little while ago in shake. This is the sh blend, like in she. Yeah, lookalike parts. And guys, snap word right here. What is this? It's out. Gosh, that whole word's there. So let's see. Sh, out, and we put it all together. Shout. You guys, you did an excellent job with the evidence for this case. So remember, when you're reading and you come across a tricky word, one of the strategies you can use, and I know we give you so many strategies, but that's okay because there's lots of different ways to solve. You can look for lookalike parts in other words that you know. Use your snap word wall. It's right there in your classroom, or if you're a virtual student with me, we have it linked up all the time. Use that word wall. Use other words that you know that are in your environment, either at school or around your house, that can help you solve. All right, word detectives, I'm going to be back in another video in just a moment because we have one snap word to add. Okay, I'll see you in a few minutes. If I can get out of here, I seem to be stuck.